Welcome to the second part of the tutorial where we will do the inside of our brochure that we started in the first part. As you can see in this image, this is the result we will get. So let's go. The first thing we will do is consult the sketch. We can see that we are going to insert text on this page. On the middle page, we will insert pictures of different Audi car models. And on this right side, we will insert a table and some highlight details that go with the car, that is, we will present additional equipment for the car. The first thing we want to do is to draw a rectangle that will cover the desktop, that is, these three pages together with the bleed area. Next, we want to color it with a gradient, and we'll do that by choosing color from the window drop-down menu, then choosing gradient. When we select linear from the drop-down menu, we will see that our rectangle is filled with a gradient. We're going to set an angle of 270 degrees and then move this middle slider a little to the right. We don't want the inside to be colored black, so we're going to change that by first selecting the color theme tool, then clicking on this olive green color, and we're going to get the color set that appears in our document. We will add this set of colors to the Swatches panel by clicking the Add this theme to Swatches option. In the window drop-down menu, select Color and then Swatches. We'll see that we've added colors in this new folder called Colorful Theme. We click on this arrow and we can see all those colors that are prevalent in the document. We'll click on this lighter shade of green and drag into the black square in the gradient panel, and we've got a gentle transition with the lighter color. Of course, these cards can be set aside for later use. We're going to remove the outer stroke of this rectangle by choosing Stroke, clicking on this square, and choosing the None option. Once we have done that, we can continue with inserting the text or editing this left side. We will find this document that contains the text for the brochure. Let's find the interior page 1 segment, and we'll see that we have a title, a subtitle, and we have body text. We will select the title first, by right-clicking the button Click Copy. Let's go back to the InDesign document and use the Text tool to draw a rectangle in which we will place the text. Choose Edit, Paste. We draw another rectangle for the subtitle and another rectangle that will contain the main text. We copy this text for the subtitle. Then we copy the body text. As for the title, in the Properties tab, select the Audi type font and set it to 14 points, then select Extended Bold. Press Shift and Enter to create a line break. We're going to change this subtitle text to Myriad Pro, make it the full width of the column, and we're going to choose the bold option. As for this current text, it is enough to use the Selection tool to select the rectangle containing the text, then set the size to 10 points, the font will be Myriad Pro, and we will choose the condensed variant of the font. We continue to edit the text, so if we double-click on this lower control point, the rectangle will align with the height of the text. We will do the same with this control point, and we will move it a little higher, and then we will also stretch this text like this to here. What we want is for this text to be distributed in 2 columns, and we will do that by pressing the combination of the Ctrl and B keys on the keyboard, choosing the number of columns, 2, and the distance between the columns, let's say 3 mm. We click on OK and we will choose that this text should be spread across the entire width of the column. We will color the text for the title in red. Select it with the Type tool and select the red color in the Properties tab. In this way, we solve the left side, which contains only text. Now, let's continue with the arrangement of the inside of the brochure. On the middle side, we will place some Audi car models, which may also be of interest to potential buyers. We will find the text segment, Interior Page 2, and this is our title on that page. We will use this previous title by copying it while holding down the Alt-Shift key combination and then dragging the mouse to the middle of the middle page. We will copy this text, and insert it into our document. We can place it in the middle of the column. What we want to do next is to import the images into our document with the command, File, Place, and then from the Images folder, select these 3 images. Hold down Ctrl on the keyboard and click on the desired photos. We click on the edge of the page, and by dragging the mouse, we insert these 3 images into the document. We will spread them across the entire width of the column. Of course, by dragging the control points, we can crop this rectangle that contains the image and arrange it a little better. Next, we will add rectangles that we will color in the desired color, using panel swatches. We'll use a color we already have in our document, let's say this dark green. If you notice that nothing happens, it means that we have to select the Fill option, and then select the desired color. Once we're satisfied with that, holding Alt and Shift on the keyboard, we're going to drag the rectangle below this photo, and that way we've copied the rectangle. Repeat the process, Alt, Shift, click and drag to add a rectangle below this 3rd image. Of course, we can adjust it a little better if there is a need for it, and then with the help of the Type tool we will draw the content of the text. We copy the name of the model from the text document. Let's select this text. Choose Audi Type Font, Extended Bold, and set the size 12 points. We will color it white, using the Fill option. Zooming in a bit to see what this is all about. By double-clicking on the lower control point, the text is described to the height of the font itself. Let's select the right alignment of the text, hold Alt and Shift and drag this text onto this green background. Let's go back to the text document, select this other text, copy. Paste. Let's repeat the same process for this 3rd image. In this way, we finished editing the middle inner page. We move on to the arrangement of the last page where we will insert a table, with the specification, and some details related to the additional equipment that is in the car. The first thing we will do is draw a rectangle that will serve as the background for the text. We will paint it in the same dark green color. Of course, we first select the fill option, if it was not previously active. Then we choose the desired color. We can remove the line by selecting stroke and clicking none. In this upper part, we will add a title. I select the title from the previous page, hold down Alt, move it where I want, let's say like this. Right-click the mouse in the context menu and select the Arrange option, and click Bring to Front. From the text document, we will use this as the title. Copy. I select the text with the Type tool. Edit, Paste, and then we will paint this text white. We will position it in the middle of this rectangle. With the Type tool, we will draw a rectangle in which we will place the text or the table. We will copy this text from the text document. Here we will just change the word order. Instead of the usual space between the name of the equipment and its characteristics, we will use tab, which will make it much easier for us to create a table. Now that we've done that, we're going to select the entire text. We will choose the color white. The font will be Myriad Pro. While the text is selected, from the Table drop-down menu, we will select the option, Convert Text to Table. As you can see, the column separator is set to tab, so we used tab instead of a regular space. When we click on OK, we will get our table. We select the entire table, and then drag it diagonally to increase it proportionally to the desired size. On the Properties tab, find the Cell Options option. Click and select Text. In the offered settings, in the segment Vertical Justification, Align, select Align Center. What remains is to insert the details. We will use this title from the middle side. We hold down the Alt and Shift keys, click and then drag to duplicate it. Let's adjust the size of the box containing the text, and then select this title in our text document. Copy. We are selecting this text. Paste. We have set the title for the highlights that we will now insert into the document. As before, we will use the command file. Place. We will choose these 3 pictures. Click on Open and arrange the desired photos. We will also add rectangles that will be the background of the text. We're going to paint it the color we want, let's say we want this lighter green. Of course, we need to check if the fill option is active. Set the stroke of the rectangle to none. We will zoom in to better fit this rectangle to the width of the image. Then we will insert the text, using the copy, paste method. Draw a text box with the type tool and insert it. The font will be Myriad Pro. Size 10 points and italic. We will choose the alignment along the middle of the column. We're going to create a line break here, using the Shift-Enter keys on the keyboard. Paint it white, click on the Fill option and choose Paper from the offered colors. By double-clicking on the lower control square, we set the frame to the height of the text. And we will set it in the middle of the rectangle, that is, the image. We select both the text and the background by holding down the Shift key and left-clicking on the desired elements. Duplicate the selection by pressing the Alt and Shift keys and drag the mouse under the second image. We apply the same procedure to place the text and background under the third image. We copy the text for the second image from the text document. Here we can make a line break. Shift+Enter. We apply the same procedure of copying and pasting the text for the third image. And here we will apply a line break. The text for all three images is entered, and now we will arrange these elements better. Select the text, background and image by holding down Shift on the keyboard, and then clicking on the desired elements. From the Object drop-down menu, select the Group option. Do the same for the remaining two images and the corresponding text. Separate the above group a little from the title. We will lower the last group down, so that it is flush with the bottom line with the background of the table. Now we will select these three groups, again using the Shift key and the mouse click. On the Properties panel in the Distribute Objects segment, click on Distribute Vertical Centers. In this way, we obtain that the spaces between the images, that is, the desired groups, are the same. When we zoom in, we can see that our third image is not at the same width as the previous two, so now we will adjust that better. When a group of objects is selected in the Object drop-down menu, click on the Ungroup option. Select only the photo and hold down the Ctrl and Shift keys, while dragging it diagonally to the desired size. We will additionally edit the table, so that the text is arranged a little better. For example, the word consumption should not be divided into two lines. When we bring the cursor to the middle line of the table, we see that the cursor has changed, and when we click and drag, we can determine the column width, until we get what we want. It remains to adjust the text frame to the width of the table, and then move the entire table a little to the left to better center it. Of course, these are details and little things that we can adjust later to get the desired look of the brochure. I hope you found this video useful. Like, share and subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next video.